My name is the God Zombie. I am 1/4 of the Skinny Blimps. I like long walks on the beach and crocheting. You've been watching the Potato Salad Show. Peace.
That's one thing too. It's like looking at yourself in a certain way, like looking at yourself without the ego. Like I remember for years, like until last year, I was looking at myself like with a huge ego, and I would be like, "Oh, what are people thinking of me?" And like, it was always around.
Let's go to
me.
Twitter. No,
but you would probably see something if you went to my Twitter. But yeah, but it was all about me, and now it's just like when you focus on like us as a whole, and I'm not like, and I'm. This sounds like hippie-ish, but it's like
I like it.
But instead of being like, I'm just me, like I'm all of us, like we're all one.
I'm with you.
Yeah, like we're all one. So it's like I care about you guys. Like if you guys were to say that you have something going on, I would be more than willing to be like, what's going on? So that means that if there's something wrong with me, I'm gonna check in with myself too. So it's about seeing everybody as one too. Like we gotta, instead of just being like, oh, I'm over here and they're over there. No, we're all together. Like the ego is like a horrible thing to let take control of you, because I definitely let it take control of me before, and it can take you to a dark place, man.
Yeah. And I think the ego's looking out for us. It's just gotta really like. It's that dude in your crew that like shot everybody before you even saw the bad look they gave you.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell was that? I was just rapping for you. And you're like, well, I don't even know. That's my ego anyway. That's like, it's on my team, but it's hella dark and like weird, but kind of repping for me. You hit on something that I've talked about many times on the show. It's like, I have this real problem with the idea of autonomy as people. I want people to be like responsible for their actions and be like, feel they can do things as individuals. Like, nobody, I can't change the world. I'm just one person. I don't want them to think that. I want them to think, yes, they can. On the other hand, I think the idea of individual autonomy as humans is like probably the number one thing that's ruining the whole world.
Definitely.
Because we don't realize that we are connected in an ecosystem way. Like, I do not survive very long at all without something that interacts with another human being.
Yeah.
Even if I'm out in the middle of nowhere, that acquiescence that I'm out in the middle of nowhere, not being run over by like industrialization or whatever, that's at the behest of other humans. So even if you could do that, it only lasts so long. Like, there's only so many people that could literally like go out there and live off the grid and do nothing. And I'm not saying that we should all have to do that, but like, I don't survive. Like, somebody passed me my change today and checked out my groceries. But that's not even, like, think how small the tip of the iceberg of the people I rely on to go get my groceries. And we think that if I just had the money, then it's all good. But, like, I love that about Europe, where we see people strike en masse. And you see, like, oh, we all are connected.
Yeah.
I don't get gas out of the ground if the guy doesn't pump it. The guy I don't care about. It's that, like, it bothers me when we don't. And when I see people depressed, and when I see people down, and when I see people getting murdered, and all these things, like, that's where I live. And that's the conversations. Even if you don't know these people, even if you don't care about these people, you're talking about these people.
Yeah.
If you're like, I don't even want to talk about these people, well, guess how you fix that? By giving a shit about the situation first, and then you can stop talking about it because the situation isn't there.
Yeah,
but it's like, backwards thinking to think that we can do this shit on our own. Anybody.
Yeah, and it's like,
man, you got me. That's sugar.
It's even like with things that are going on in the world. It's like a lot of people can say, "Oh, it's not affecting me. I'm going to stay out of it." That's just like if like you see somebody being racist to someone and then them being like, "Oh, he's not being racist to me, so I'm just going to walk away."
Yeah.
You're being racist if you walk away. Like,
I agree.
That's not right. Like, and that's with everything. It's not just with racism. It's like with the world. Like, we're supposed to be there for each other.
Yeah.
Like, that's really like one of the meanings of life, in my opinion. Like, just living for each other. Yeah.
We're all the stars of our own show. See, I always figure, like, we put a lot of emphasis on celebrity worship in our culture. We look at a lot of people, and the ones that we choose to really put on a pedestal are generally really rich. You know, there's not a lot of poor people who are idolized, you know, globally, and you know, we kind of, well, I mean, think about it. How many of the big superstars that are, you know, the celebrities of our culture? Yeah, well, I mean, American Jesus now is a member of the NRA and votes for Donald Trump. I mean, it depends on who you ask.
Depends which Jesus we're talking.
But you know, we spend a lot of time investing in celebrities, and we gaze upon the lives of people who have a lot of money and a lot of ability. They don't have to worry about how the rent is getting paid. They don't have to worry about if their kids are going to eat. And even if it's, you know, somebody acting in a sitcom, everything gets wrapped up really nicely, and it's all, you know, very egocentric. It's all about you, and you're the star of your own show. And they don't have those problems. And I think that goes to why we don't want to talk about it. It's because, well, you know, you don't really see these big stars who have millions of dollars complaining about the kinds of things we would be complaining about. You know, I don't know where I'm getting my next meal. I don't know how I'm paying rent this month. I don't know if I'm going to have a job next week. You know, the people we idolize and invest all of our time and attention in don't have the same kind of problems. And so that makes us feel like we shouldn't have those problems, or we shouldn't at least talk about it, because none of our heroes do. So, yeah, it's a huge cultural thing, and we need to pick better heroes.
Yeah, we really do.
No.